guys, it's Tinker Tailor here today, bringing you back another Pokemon Build series video. Today we have Krabby, who is a river crab Pokemon apparently, and is a water type. And apparently when I saw this crab, I wrote down as my inspiration, what did I write down? A Jack Sparrow Island? I'm not entirely sure what I meant by that, but I think I meant this. I think it's Rumrunner Island, Rumrunner Isle. So yeah, that's kind of what I ended up kind of building, I guess. Not really, but I picked this lot. So I did this over on stream, and you might be able to see, I'm not promising it, but you might be able to see in the background one of my earliest builds. In fact, it's actually the second build of this series, and it's a shipwreck. And I was like, well, if that's a shipwreck, why don't I put they've gone from the shipwreck, they've set a little thing up, and then they've decided, you know what, we're not going to live on the ship anymore, there's like an island there, like why don't we set up a little base? And that's kind of how it morphed into this. And I guess the idea of that kind of comes from that, like the crab rave video where they're on like a sort of tropical island. It looks like a tropical island from memory. And yeah, there's like crabs everywhere. So it's kind of like a mixture of all of that in one. But yeah, I don't know, I had a lot of fun with this. And I do have to say, I think most of this build is actually just the landscaping. The inside, I was like, well, you're probably not going to have a lot here. Like, you're probably not going to have a ton of things because, like, you're living off the land. So, like, they cut down a bunch of trees, they cleared out this dirt patch area, and built I say a house, but like a shack. And they've taken the little stuff from the ship that they can and made a bed over here, made a little house and home over here. So theoretically it should be mostly functional. I'm not sure how functional the fire pit is for food, but I do put a fire pit in. And yeah, like I said, there's a little bathroom in here, and there's a place to sit and eat, and oh yeah, obviously the places to sleep I put in before as well. So theoretically, if you probably, I don't know, grow your own plants and eat those, you could probably live here. But it's probably not that easy too, I'll be real honest with you guys. It was just kind of another fun little build. I feel like a lot of my builds are just fun little builds. They don't really make any sense, I guess. They don't really, like, I mean, I guess they do make sense. They're just not necessarily functional. So I wanna make sure that, like, you guys are aware of that before you download the build, that, like, I don't know how functional it is. But I do have fun with it. I think building is a really good stress reliever. You know, I've been going through, you know, just tough life stuff as of late, and you know, just generally kind of stressed out. I do think this is functional because I got this from the barbecue section rather than the fireplace section. So I think you can eat off that if you just move the debug items off it. But yeah, no, I like I said, I've been just dealing with some stuff as of recently, and I say as of recently, but like, yeah, it's just dealing with stuff. And yeah, I don't know, when I get in and build, I don't have to think about it. I really don't have to think about it, and it's a really nice escape. And, you know, when I did this build, I don't think I was feeling that negative, but yeah, I've definitely been having a rough week, I would say. Rough last 7 days, because we're kind of already at the beginning of the next week. I'm a firm believer that Mondays are the beginning of the week, and there's a couple of reasons for that. I mean, one, the weekend ends at the end of the weekend. That's sort of one for me. But the second one that I've recently been thinking about is that our in Australia, like we're ahead, we're a day ahead. Same with like New Zealand and stuff like that. We're ahead, so you might be having your Monday, but it's our Tuesday. So if you are, and again, I'm specifically speaking to people on the other side of the world. Obviously, not people who are on the same side as me, because if you're on the same sort of side as the world as me, you get what I'm saying. But yeah, like it might be my Monday, but it's your Sunday. So maybe that's why like some people think Sunday's the start of the week, but Monday's the start of the week. It's because Monday is the same day. I feel like I'm not making a good point here, but yeah, essentially because in, in the Americas, in parts of Europe and I believe also Africa, you guys are a day behind. So for me, yes, my start of the week is Monday, but you guys are experiencing that same day and it's Sunday. So I kind of get that. But yeah, I wholeheartedly believe Monday's the start of the week. Which is why everyone hates Mondays, because it's the start of a new week and you've got to go through the same nonsense you went through last week just all over again. But I don't know, I don't necessarily hate Mondays. I don't know, I stream on Mondays, so it's actually a great time for me to hang out with people and chat and just have a good time, So I don't necessarily hate Mondays actually. I think they get a little bit too much hate for what they are, but I do understand if you hate your job and it's like a really taxing job. I can understand why you guys, like, you might hate Mondays, but yeah, I like them. I find them quite enjoyable. So yeah, I don't know, that's kind of my little weird rant for the video. I always do that. I always have just such a weird random thing to rant about that's got kind of nothing to do with the build. But that's just how my little pea brain works, and I'm okay with that. But yeah, like I said, I spend most of my time landscaping this build, and I love it. I love it. So yeah, maybe they did clear out this area to build a house, but maybe they took cuttings of other plants and planted all the stuff back. Maybe they didn't cut down certain things. They just did things to replenish what they cut down, which I love and appreciate that, They might be stuck on this island, but they're still making efforts to maintain it, and I think that's beautiful. I don't know, I feel like we need more greenery in our life. Also, apparently, having greenery in like a suburb or something like that can actually reduce the temperature by a noticeable amount. I don't remember the specific amount they said in this study, but it does reduce the temperature, which is really great for summer because summer is so hot here. But anyway, I could rant and ramble about the summers in Australia until the end of days, but no, we're pretty much at the end of the build here. So yeah, if you liked the build or my rambling, definitely let me know down below. And if you want to see more stuff like this, make sure to subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.